All right, we're recording, we're rolling. Good morning, everybody. This is the Mentorship Masters Roundtable Meetup. I like to have these as often as I can. I try to do them at least 3 times a month. And don't forget, guys, that there is another meetup that happens every week, and that is Group 46. And they're the ones that put that together. And so that means inside workplace. Hey, hope you guys are having a great howdy, everyone. Lucas says howdy to everybody. Happy birthday, Patty Lynn. Yay. I hope you're going to do something much more exciting than our little meetup here. But happy birthday. Thanks for making the
Thank
meetup.
you.
You bet. You bet. All right. Top of the morning, says Sabu. Okay. So I want to talk about mindset. I always like to kick these off with mindset. I think mindset is the most important aspect of our the 8 pillars that we teach, that we study. And when you look at these 8 pillars, mindset's right at the top. It's the most important one, right next to activities. So I'm kind of having you guys live right in this area right here with mindset and activities. So when we talk about mindset, I want to talk to you guys about preparation. You know, remember we talked last week that perfection is the enemy of progress, right? Winston Churchill said that. Perfection is the enemy of progress. And when you think about that, Winston Churchill said that quote, and you think about the what he had to do. I mean, he was a man that, he had to fight wars and battles. And he was able to say something like that. He said, perfection is the enemy of progress. Perfection is the enemy of progress. And you would think that if you're going to go fight a battle, a big battle, everything should be perfect. But he realized, just as we realized, that everything can't be perfect before we launch. A lot of you guys are suffering from what I call failure to launch. You're getting ready to get ready. And honestly, I've read thousands and thousands of books. I've spent many hours of time studying success. I've dedicated 10 years of my life to success and finding out what success is all about and being successful. And at the end of the day, guys, I got to tell you, it's super duper simple. I mean, it's like ultra super simple. Success is very easy, and it comes down to a couple of basic things that you do. We'll talk about those here in a minute. But I also want to talk to you. So yeah, perfection is the enemy of progress. But also I want to talk about this thing called preparation. Okay, preparation. The reason that many of you are struggling, or that you might be struggling right now, is because you failed to prepare. And continuing to fail to prepare is only going to give you more struggle. Let me give you an example. I was talking to an agent yesterday who's going to be joining us here at Mentorship Masters, and she was talking about just different struggles that she's dealing with. And I noticed, and some of the struggles that you and I have talked about, I'm noticing that many of the struggles that I have conversations around are really due to a lack of proper preparation, okay? If you are struggling to get a listing, that means that you didn't prepare properly for being a top lister, okay? If you've got, you got your press kit, your pre-listing package is nice and tight. You've got your pre-listing video, all the stuff I teach, okay? You've learned your scripts, okay? Your dialogues, and you've got your seller guide, your book. When you've got the right preparation in place, people won't ask you things like, will you cut your commission? There was another agent I was talking to this week, and she was talking about how several people have been asking her to cut her commission. When you're getting asked to cut your commission, what you realize is that people see you as a commodity, okay? They see you as a commodity. That's why they're asking you to cut your commission. And a commodity is something like rice or beans or corn, something that's common, something that you can buy from anybody. It's the same product that you'll get anywhere. It's just a matter of price. What does it cost over here in this grocery store versus that grocery store? Well, when people start to see you as a commodity, you become irrelevant, and you command a lower wage. As well you should, okay? Because you're just run of the mill. You're just like everybody else. And so what I started realizing as I'm talking to you guys is I don't struggle with the same struggles you guys have. And the reason I don't is because I've properly prepared. Preparation, guys. And so, yes, you don't want to prepare to the point of perfection, but you do want to be prepared. And when you're properly prepared, doors will open for you. Things will happen for you that are just absolutely amazing. And people won't ask you, for example, when you've got your listing documents properly prepared the way I teach you, where you stripe in your different commissions, and then you circle the one that you initial, just like I teach you guys to do. When you got your pre-listing package, all that stuff is the way it should, tip-top shape. Number one, you blow out the competition. And number two, people don't ask you to reduce your commission, you know? So anyway, there's a lot of stuff that, and also preparation is what we're doing now. It's training, getting you, there is a such thing though as overtraining, okay? Overtraining. That means you got to get out there and do something with the knowledge that you're learning, okay? So just remember that proper preparation will eliminate a lot of the frustrations that you guys are dealing with. So I want to talk about accountability partners. How are you doing? Okay, we introduced the accountability partner program, and essentially what I did was I taught you guys how to coach each other. You know, we pay $1,000 a month in this industry for a one-on-one coach, and it's worth every penny. I mean, I've had one-on-one coaches for many, many years. I am a one-on-one coach, and I've been a one-on-one coach for many, many years. But when you really roll out and pull back the mystery and the mystique of one-on-one coaching, it really boils down to one thing, and that's accountability. Okay, that's, if you look on our 8 pillars that I teach, accountability is right over here, right underneath training. Okay. Now, what's the difference between accountability and training? Okay. What's the difference between accountability and training? Think about that for a minute. Let me look at these comments. Yeah, Sabu says analysis paralysis is real. I'm grateful for the accountability teams. Yes, sir. Yeah, analysis paralysis is real. So what is the difference between accountability and training? Okay. Let me share with you my thoughts on it. Accountability is from within. Okay. Training is from without. Accountability is from within. Training is from without. So when you think about accountability, think about coaching. Okay. Coaching is really the job of the coach is to bring out what's already within you. That's what I'm doing. You know, I'm not going to create something new with you guys. We talked about that last week. I'm bringing out what's already there. It's just dusty, and you guys really aren't allowing it to shine because maybe you just haven't learned how. That's my job. So accountability is asking questions like, you know, what specific things are you going to do to reach success? What's holding you back from your success? Make a list of the things that are holding you back. You know, that's accountability. I'm not really teaching you anything new. So again, accountability is from within. It's something pulling what's within you out. Training is from without. Training is like you're ignorant, like you just don't know. Some people don't know how to put together a pre-listing package, okay? And so I train you on how to do that because it's just not something I might be able to grill you for a year, and you'll never be able to pull that from within you because you just don't have it. So we practice both. But when it comes to coaching you guys, you know, one-on-one coaching, because you need a one-on-one coach. Do you have $1,000 a month to spend right now? Maybe not, right? So all this does is allow you guys to coach each other, okay? And the question is, did you meet your goal? Did you exceed your goal? Or did you fall short? That's the only question that you have when you're coaching someone around their goals, okay? Those are the only three options. You either met the goal, you exceeded the goal, or you fell short of the goal. So what I want you guys to be doing is using your accountability partner worksheet for yourself and for your accountability partner. You should be using this every single day, okay? And then you should you're going to be sending this to your accountability partner right before you guys meet, maybe an hour before or the day before. And then that way they can see what you're up to, okay? You put in your time blocking schedule, and they can see when you time block, what hours you time block. And don't lie, guys. I mean, don't cheat, don't lie. I mean, be honest, okay? Being integrous and honest is one of the first ways that you start to generate and lead you to success, okay? So don't say you did hours that you didn't do, okay? This is accountability. It's almost like extreme accountability. So let's see what we got. Yeah, accountability. Did you do what you stated? Training, how to do what you stated. Yeah, training can really be the how-to. I like the way Sabu put that. Accountability is, did you do what you stated? Training is how to do what you stated. Yeah, how do you do it? So that's that. And by the way, guys, don't get stuck in the the what and the why is, if you get stuck in the how, then you're off track. Because if somebody comes to me and says, Knolly, how do I make $1 million in real estate? Well, there's 1,000 ways to do it. It's not just my way. There's 1,000 ways. And that's why I always tell you guys and teach you, drink from many fountains. Okay, Uncle Knolly doesn't have the monopoly on information. So drink from many fountains, but do what you're learning. Oh, okay, so that brings us to the next point, and that is, I'm introducing a new thing to Mentorship Masters that I call Do the Two. It's DOTHE 2. And I'll post about that after our call's over. Do the two, write that down, do the two. And we're gonna be asking each other, hey, did you do the two? And what does that mean? Well, when you do the two, it's, did you do your time block, okay? Every single day, you should be doing 2 hours of lead generation through time blocking. It's called, you do the two, okay? Now, what's that gonna lead to? I want it to lead for you guys to at least 2 transactions a month. 2 transactions a month, okay? We call it do the two. 2 hours a day, 2 deals a month, right? It's so fun when I've talked to you guys and we've been talking about your dreams, your aspirations, your goals. And it's like, hey, Knolly, I want to do 10 deals a month, or I want to do 50 deals a year, or 60 deals a year. I think that's great. Right now, I want to get you guys, because most of you need to at least start out with, let's do the two, okay? Let's do our 2 hours a day. Let's do our 2 deals a month. And so we'll be tracking that. Patty Lynn will be tracking your production, and we'll be posting, okay, who's doing the 2, who did the 2 this month. And of course, my metric I'm going to be looking at is, did you close the 2 deals a month? Truthfully, and this is an area, you can cheat in a lot of these areas. There's shortcuts in a lot of the stuff that I teach. Once you learn it the right way, then you can start making shortcuts. Don't take shortcuts till you learn the right way first. But truthfully, you could, theoretically, you could do 2 to 5, 6 deals a month and only lead generate twice a week. What am I going to tell you? You think I'm going to tell you, hey, you didn't do 2 hours a day? Who cares, right? But until you're able to do that kind of magic, don't skip the basic. The basic is do your 2 hours a day, 4 days a week, 2 deals a month, okay? And I know several of you, Sabu says Mina already did. I think Mina has 6 deals working right now. She did, I think she's got 4 listings and 2 buyers right now. And when she came on board with Mentorship Masters, less than 3 months ago, she didn't have anything working. So, and she's already eclipsed, she's already did more production since she's been with Mentorship Masters in less than 90 days than she did all last year. I think in 60 days, she's going to eclipse. So, and she says that it's all about just doing the stuff that I tell you guys to do. So do it, guys. If you have any question about it, and there's going to be, every single one of you has the potential of being a success story. So we're not going to harp on one person, but we're going to do the 2. That's very important. Attraction sites, I want to talk about that a little bit. So I've got several attraction sites that I'm going to be rolling out between now and the weekend into next week. So those of you that are waiting for your attraction site, we debuted those and talked about those last week and the week before. They're custom sites that's going to be your information, and you'll be able to share that site with anyone that's thinking about joining EXP. And you'll be their sponsor, and they'll also get Mentorship Masters for free. So we're rolling those out. Make sure you check out the thread. By the way, when you look into our workplace, Mentorship Masters workplace, it's completely searchable. So if you're looking for something, just put in a search, and then you'll find, because stuff kind of starts to get buried as it becomes older and more dated. So if I'm mentioning something and you're watching the video of this, and you wonder where that is, just go and do a search on our workplace account and look for it that way. Let's see. Yep, Sabu says nothing gets it done like doing it. Yep. Yep. Yeah, and I tell you guys, and I don't say this facetiously or to brag, but I've learned from thousands of people, countless. The scripture says there's nothing new under the sun, and that's absolutely true with me. Everything that I teach you, I've learned from somebody. I wasn't born, I didn't come into this world with knowledge of any kind, and that's why I can't take credit for any of it. And I can't be boastful or haughty about the information that I've gathered. It's like a person that goes out and gathers acorns or gathers pecans. Some people call them pecans. You go gather those. You didn't do anything to grow them. You're just out, or you go berry picking. Some of y'all country folk, y'all know about that. You go picking berries. You didn't grow them. All you did was go pick them. That's what I do. I pick knowledge from here and there, and I share it with you guys. You can share the attraction sites on Facebook and your LinkedIn, anywhere. I guarantee you're going to be seeing more and more people joining EXP, and you're going to want to, kick yourself in the ribs because you didn't tell them about it, right? We have over 1,000 people a month joining EXP right now. It's a great opportunity. It's a great company. It's not a perfect company, but it's a great company in terms of the opportunity and the splits and everything. So people are going to be joining. I sent an email out, and 2 people in Kauai, Hawaii, messaged me back, and they were like, crap, I just joined EXP yesterday. Okay. Now I could have told them about EXP a month ago. Why didn't I? It's on me. But they would have loved to be part of Mentorship Masters, and we'd be growing that in Kauai right now. So they're going to find out about it. Might as well be through you. Okay. So now's the time where we can get into some questions. I had a question, so go ahead and type your questions in, or if you want to unmute yourself, you can ask questions that way as well. Dave Overholzer had a question, and let me pull it up real quick because I told him I would bring that question over here. Okay, so now Dave is the one that actually, Dave Overholzer is the one that actually inspired these attraction sites. And I got to tell you guys, the attraction sites are getting a lot of fanfare. A lot of people at EXP are wishing they had them because nobody has anything like this. It just so happens that, I'm a marketing and branding expert, and I love ClickFunnels. And so I build stuff like this in my, what we call my spare time. I'm a nerd. What can I say? So Dave is asking, let me see. Oh, so Dave is asking about the intro emails that I use when I'm talking to potential prospects about EXP. And so I promised to put together, let me show you guys, let's try this. I know some of you guys were having trouble seeing my screen last week, but let's try it. I'm going to show you guys what I do to, with my recruiting efforts. Let's see. So I use an app called Simple Note. It doesn't matter what app you use. I'm just telling you guys what I do. Okay. So I use an app called Simple Note. You guys can see my screen, yes? Everybody can see that? Yeah. Okay. Good. Thanks, Patty Lynn. You're always my eyes and ears there. So I use Simple Note, and here's what I do, guys. I've got a ton of EXP like FAQs and notes, okay? And so what I do is when somebody asks me a question about it, I'll pull up a Simple Note and then I'll just copy and paste. So for example, this one's like, it's EXP for new agents. And so that's an answer that I have for that. How do I transfer my listings is another answer I get commonly when I'm talking to people. What if I don't want to focus on recruiting? Any of these questions I have, some of them are more common questions here. Now, remember, you've got a lot of FAQs on your attraction site as well. So here's another one about the EXP fees. People ask all the time, hey, what are the fees at EXP? So if someone says, hey, man, what are the fees at EXP? So I'll just pull this up, I'll copy it, I'll paste it, and then I'll share it with them that way. I think on this one, I'm kind of comparing the fees to what I was paying at Keller Williams, which were much higher when I was at Keller Williams. I mean, one of the things that I forget about is the fact that EXP also has a cap on your E&O. Okay, so your errors and omissions insurance is capped. When I was with Keller Williams, I paid $80 errors and omissions for every transaction. If I did 150 deals, I paid $80 times 150. Okay. At EXP, I pay $40 E&O per transaction, and it caps at $500. It caps. So that means after 13 deals, I no longer pay E&O. So if I do 150 deals, guess what? I don't have to pay E&O on 130 of them or 135 of them or whatever. So that's a big deal for somebody that's doing a lot of production, Like this is one that I have called Next Steps. And so somebody's like, okay, Knolly, I'm ready. What are my next steps? So I copy and paste this, okay? So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because, because Dave was asking if I could share some of these emails and texts and stuff that I send out. So what I'm gonna do, I'll go ahead and compile some of these, or I'll have somebody do it for me. It'll get done. I'll compile these and put them in sort of a templated type deal so you guys can have the information that I use in my recruiting to help with your recruiting efforts. So I just need to put that together. So Dave was asking about that. And then the other question Dave asked is, what do you think about posting ads on Craigslist? Like other brokerages do? That's a good question, Dave, as it relates to, I don't do it. So EXP has a pretty strong policy on attraction. We don't call it recruiting, we call it attraction, agent attraction. So I would definitely recommend each and every one of you read the attraction pledge. Just find the attraction pledge out there. On the if you go into, well, Patty Lynn will find it. She'll post it for us. It's the attraction pledge. You want to read that, or you could even Google attraction pledge EXP, because there are some do's and don'ts around attracting for agents. And I'll tell you guys, I skate on the razor's edge a lot. But I always make sure that I understand what the document says and I keep it legal. Okay. So if I'm not sure that doing mass stuff like Craigslist and things like that are approved through our agent attraction pledge. I don't know that we can do that, but go through there, check it out. I'm not 100% sure is the answer on that. But go through and read the do's and don'ts around attraction. I know that you can't, like a lot of the stuff that I do when I'm attracting to my Facebook list, on my Facebook page, on my websites. I'm attracting to my email list. And I'm even doing stuff like you can teach a free class to help attract agents. You can do, if you know something like you guys have learned KV Core, or you've learned SkySlope, why not do a YouTube video, a 30-minute video, and then lead people back to your attraction site? I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do to attract. If you just think about how can I attract other real estate agents, then yeah, you'll come up with some great and some creative stuff. And I don't think there will be anything wrong with doing a Craigslist ad to attract someone over to a free training. And then in the free training, you can mention your attraction, thing. There's always ways to do it, guys. I had a broker at Remax, Mark Minshew, great guy. He used to always teach me, Knolly, he said, there's always a legal way to do something. So if anything can be done, just, you got to know the legal way to do it. And that stuck with me. By the way, I had another attorney. His name is Bo Bowman. Not Bo Bowman, Bo Blackburn. Orange juice with vitamin B12. Yeah, it's just staring at me, so I had to pay a little attention. Bo Blackburn, an attorney, he taught me how to never get sued. And thank God, I've done over 1,000 deals, never been sued. And he said, Knolly, if you never want to get sued, you got to do, there's a couple of things. Number one, just get people to like you. Okay, just get people to like you. He said, people don't sue the people they like. So you can make a real mistake and not get sued. Trust me, I've done it. I've made mistakes that probably should have ended up in a lawsuit, and they were not. It was just ignorance on my part, or a mistake. It's just a mistake, But hey, I guarantee you, probably half the lawsuits in America are from mistakes. Probably more than that. It's not from people being dishonest. It's from just they made a mistake, made an error. They forgot to file a paperwork. That's why we have compliance people like Patty Lynn Guilford, okay? Because mistakes happen, and we were trying to keep you guys out of trouble, right? Anyway, so that's one. And then he taught me to do the two-step. The two-step is when if you're entering into something that you think could be litigious down the road. And by the way, Patty Lynn's a paralegal, so she could speak probably volumes to this, but I just thought I'd throw this out there. What you want to do is you want to acknowledge whatever it is you want to make sure that you put it in writing and inform that individual, but you also want to make sure that you get a response so that they saw the information. So for example, if let's just say, for example, you found out seller told you some information, and then you wanted to give him some sound advice around that, not legal advice, but some good sound real estate advice around it. Or maybe you even wanted to give him advice like, hey, regarding the situation we discussed earlier, I strongly recommend that you seek legal counsel and that you seek an attorney to advise you on XYZ, okay? And then you throw in some other question that's completely unrelated. So you could say, oh, by the way, are the keys still in the left kitchen drawer, in the kitchen, by the dishwasher? Are the keys still in that drawer? You throw that in. And then when they answer that question, it gives confirmation that they received your email, okay? Because a lot of times people won't want to answer emails where they know you're just trying to do a compliance move on them, So he taught me that two-step. So I thought I'd teach you guys that. Any other questions? This is you time. So this time right here, we can go for as, I know you guys are eager to go sell some real estate. So this is the time that I promised to hang out with you and answer your questions. So let's see. Yep, Lucas says that's so true. That's why I joined you in this group. Yep, the accountability and by the way, we help each other. It's not, and this is what I try to convey to people. It's not just me. We've got people in this group that have skills that are far beyond. I mean, look at David Speedy. He worked for Microsoft for 13 years. So the guy's got computer skills. Mina's doing an incredible job with that KV Core. I don't know it as well as she does. And she's attracting all kinds of seller leads from that. So, okay, share the attraction sites. Yeah, so Sabu is saying he's thinking about doing his business cards with the attraction site URL. So that's a great idea. In fact, let me see if I can let me step away for just a minute. I'm gonna find something. Yeah, so I created one just like my regular business card. I know that's hard to see. See, the lighting is bad. But then on the back of it, you can't really see it because of the light. But in this area right here, that has my information for my attraction site. Okay. And by the way, if you guys ever want to change the URL for your attraction site, that's fine. Like mine is partnerwithnolly.com. Okay. I'm giving you guys a link, and it's Mentorship Masters Group.com/ and then it'll be your name. But you could also make it whatever other URL you want and then just point it to the domain that I give you. So the reason why I made these up is because if I'm actually out showing, because I do have some friends and family that I show, I work with buyers sometimes now. Then I leave these behind, and who are they going to go to? They're going to go to the listing agent. If I teach a class, I'm giving these out, So it just says, attention agents, explore EXP today. Go to www.partnerwithnolly.com to see how you can get our amazing Mentorship Masters program for free. And so why not? If you go to Gotprint, GOTPRINT.com, you can get 1,000 business cards. I think it's $18 or less for 1,000 business cards. So why not have, I've got probably 3 or 4 versions of a business card. Here's another business card of mine that just has my picture on it. This is one I use when I do speaking engagements. Okay. So this is my speaker's business card. So business cards are so cheap. The 3 critical tools, when you talk about marketing and branding, the 3 critical tools for a successful anybody is a sales sheet, which is an 8.5 by 11. And that'll be, let me see it. Like this is an example of a sales sheet, and it's 8.5 by 11. A jumbo postcard, which is a 5 by 7 or an 8.5 by 5.5, and a business card. Okay, you got those 3 tools. Obviously now you need websites and funnels, and I do all that stuff too. But when you're out mixing and mingling with people, those others are the critical pieces that you need. Okay, let's see what else we got. Yeah, time is of the essence when sharing your attraction site. Let's see. Am I going to monetize it? I'm not sure what Lucas is asking. Am I going to monetize it? David mentioned that. Give me more clarity on that. Or are you asking Sabu? Whenever I hear the word monetize, I want to know more. So tell me more around that. Sabu says, Knolly, your generosity to ensure our success is unsurpassed. I am grateful. One of the promises that I made, thank you, Sabu, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. One of the promises I made for you masters is that I'm going to teach you everything that I know. And immediately when I say that, it's like, wait a minute, I can't teach you everything at once, because you got to learn the right things in the right order. Because you can learn some things in the wrong order and be doing them. You could be somewhat successful at them. But have you ever seen someone that succeeds at a high level and they're very, very successful? You know, they got the big house, they got 4 cars, they got all that stuff, and then they lose it all. That was me. I've been there. I've done that. I've lost it all. But there is a way for that to never, ever happen to you again. And when you learn the right stuff in the right order, you never set yourself up for failure, because you've got a great foundation. Okay. So, yeah, Patty Lynn says Craigslist is not approved. I didn't think it would be. You can't, from my understanding is you can't do anything that's like a mass, general public type thing. But like, there's so many other ways you can do this, guys, that it's ridiculous, you know. Just whatever you're good at. Like for example, Sabu is great at staging homes. So what if Sabu were to come up with for example, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, what if Sabu were to come up with a Facebook Live or some little course that he taught real estate agents on how to hire a professional home stager, or how to do your own home staging. I got to tell you guys, so some of my best money makers have been where I teach somebody how to do something and then they just don't want to do it because they just don't. I used to teach short sales back in the day, and I would roll into town, you know, do my dog and pony show, 3-hour class, pass out the handouts and everything, teach people for 3 hours. It's called Intro to Short Sales. And 90% of the class at the end of it were like, I don't ever want to do a short sale. I was like, no problem. We can do them for you. Because we had a done for you service. And so Sabu could easily do something like that, where he taught agents how to do their own staging. 90% of them won't do it. They'll hire him to do it, or they'll find out more about EXP and want to join him that way. You know, David Speedy could teach a class on, you know, computers, or, you know, setting up your own domain, stuff like that. Mina can teach one on how to attract seller leads. You know, she attracted 6 seller leads last month through her KV Core site. How'd you do it? Well, I'm going to do a 20-minute, you know, class. And it could be online. It could be a Facebook Live. It could be a Zoom call like we're doing right now. There's all kinds of ways you guys can attract agents. And then when you're there, you're like, hey guys, by the way, if you want more training like this for free, join Mentorship Masters. You can join under me. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime. And then you just give them your site and you make it easy. So there's all kinds of ways you can do it, guys. Yeah, the Patty Lynn says the pledge is being reworked right now due to spamming and not following the guidelines. And I got to tell you guys, I teeter real close on the guidelines, but I know what they are. So I never break the guidelines. Okay, that's the reason why I've never gotten into any trouble. I mean, I've had a couple of people that have actually turned me in to EXP for my recruiting efforts, because man, I'm hitting them hard. But I call them haters because they you know, I got game. When you got game, you're gonna attract some haters, and that's the way it goes. I don't mind having them. You're gonna have them too. And I guarantee you, probably most of the people that are joining, I mean, that are complaining, are people that are at EXP. You know, there might be some Keller Williams agents. I don't know who they are, because they'll never tell you who they are. But the reality is, my stuff is solid. Like, I only market to people on my list. I just have a big list. And then when people join your list, you have every right to market and you know, to promote to them. So you'll never get into any trouble if you follow the attraction pledge. What are your thoughts on paying someone to make calls to for sale by owners? Yeah, I think that's fine. That's Darren Keith Jones is asking about that. I think it's a great idea. I mean, I've got someone right now that makes calls for me. Anytime, like for example, the Triple My Listings book, okay, or even this book right here, Success with Listings. So when somebody orders that book, they order it online. Then I've got a gal that will call them and just do a follow-up. Hey, what do you think? Or you know, the book is going to be shipping soon. When they get the book, they get another call, you know. So if you got a person that's really good, a good telemarketer, and they're following a great script, and creating interest that way, I don't see any problem with it. I had a person for a long time, Barbara used to do all my expired calls. And what she would do, I had a script that I would use, my expired script. And then she would make those calls. And then the ones that were interested, and basically her call was really around, hey, we've got a great resource for you. It could be your pre-listing packet. We want to make sure that you don't fail the next time. And so we'd like to send you our press kit on how to get your home sold. Would it offend you if we send you that free press kit? Or would it offend you if I sent you out a copy of Knowledge free book? And people went nuts. I mean, they would get the book, they'd get the pre-listing package, and they would want to schedule a call. And so she was kind of like my setup person. So yeah, you can definitely do that for sure. You can leverage that, no doubt. A lot of people are using the seller guide with for sale by owners and attracting them that way. Remember, once you guys do your first deal, you get that whole package for free. That's my Cadillac package. Okay, let's see. Lucas said the package. Someone mentioned you need to ask for something in return for the recruiting package that you are making for us. I'm still kind of lost on that, Lucas. I think, are you asking if I'm going to monetize? I think you're asking if I'm going to monetize, and you can unmute yourself, Lucas, if you just want to ask me verbally. I think you're asking if I want to monetize the funnel that I created for you guys. Sooner or later, I figure out a way to monetize everything. So, even these calls that I'm doing with you guys, don't you think maybe in a year from now, I might just package these all up and have it for sale? I mean, why not? It's a great information, right? So I haven't thought of that yet, way of monetizing it. What I'm trying to do right now is build our family tree. A lot of people call it your downline. Some people call it your rev share group. In Mentorship Masters is a family, and we're trying to build our family tree. So I do that by having you guys sign people up. But later on, yeah, I'll monetize it. I'll figure out a way to monetize it for sure. One of the ways that I monetize is I do a lot of not really joint ventures, but affiliate marketing type stuff. So anytime that someone joins ClickFunnels, they get a ClickFunnels site. ClickFunnels pays me 40%. So for example, if somebody that's not part of Mentorship Masters wants one of these attraction sites, I can give them the code where they can just take it and it'll automatically build them the site exactly like mine. All they have to do is tweak it, but they've got to have a ClickFunnels account. Okay. You guys don't have to, because I've already got one. I'm letting you leverage what I already have. And I pay $300 a month. So if they're paying $300 a month, ClickFunnels is paying me $120 a month for them to have an attraction site. But you guys don't have to pay because you're part of my family, right? So yeah, Sabu says haters are motivators. Man, it's no doubt. But the truth is, you're always going to have haters, and if you're not polarizing, it took me a long time to get this into my thick skull, because I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted everybody to like me. Well, guess what? When you start talking about Jesus, everybody ain't gonna like you, and that's cool, So I started talking about Jesus. Hey, I'm a Jesus freak. I love Jesus. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I got no bones about it, and so that turns people off. Okay. And it's just like when you think about in scripture, there was, you think about Gideon's army. Okay. There was thousands and thousands in that army. Right. And God said, nah, it's too many people. And so then he got it down and got it down. So it was just a small little band of people. And that's what I'm talking about. You don't need everybody, guys. And at the end of the day, when you're being yourself, you know what happens? You attract people that are like you, okay? And then you're having fun. Like don't you know when we have a party together at Mentorship Masters, we're going to have fun because we're kind of like the same. We're kind of all on a spiritual journey, spiritual path, maybe not the same path, but we're all kind of spiritual. We all want to do well in real estate. We all know that there's more to real estate. We like taking vacations. I mean, we all have the same kind of profile. And I'm doing it by design. I'm not just trying to attract everybody. You know, I tell people it's Christ-centered. Oh, it's Christ-centered. No, I don't want that. Okay, well, it's not for you then. And guess what? Now I have a whole bunch of people that are in my family tree that are people that I have stuff in common with. You know, you can do business with the people that you actually like. I mean, isn't it more fun to go to a party with people that you actually like to be around? You know, that's what I'm creating with Mentorship Masters. So yeah, haters are motivated, but we don't want to have anybody like that in our group, you know? Should we add our listing book in the pre-listing packet? I think so. So if you have this pre-listing packet, the listing book is going to cost you $3 to print each of those seller guides. So you have to be careful. I mean, you don't want to just give them out everywhere. But I like to put the pre-listing packet and the book in there together when I'm working with a for sale by owner, when I'm working with a potential listing or expired. Okay, I like to put all those. I like to put the book and the pre-listing package together. All right, that's it. Any other questions before we wrap it up? Any other questions that you guys have for me? You got me. Yeah, okay. Oh, by the way, next week, and I'll post about this, next week, I'm going to be a special guest on Kevin and Fred's call that they have I think they do it on Wednesday. I think it's on the 22nd. Let me double check. And so we're going to roll this call over to that. Yeah, so I'll post it on the Facebook group so you guys will know where we're meeting. We're not going to have our scheduled roundtable call. I'll be doing a call with the other group. And I always forget the name of it. Some collaborators. Patty Lynn, could you post the name of that other group here? Because I always forget the name. I call it the Kevin and Fred group. I mean, that's what I refer to it. I'm always changing names, by the way, guys, just because the way my memory works. All right, so, okay. Yeah, you're welcome, David. I think David's jumping off. So Sabu did have a last question. He says, one of my Tai Chi students asked me this morning if I think Jesus will return. And I asked him, what's more important, a single person to deliver the message or recognize the lessons he left with us are already present. So why aren't you sharing the lessons? He said, I never thought of that way. Oh, that's a good point. So what's more important? Is it more important that a single person is delivering? That's a great point. I've never even thought of that. Is it more important that a single person is out there, or that we're out there delivering the message, hey, Jesus is coming back soon, he's coming back soon? Or is it more important for us to just live the life, allow Christ to live through us to share his messages? You know, is it more important to spread out, hey, Christ is coming soon, or hey, let's just talk about, you know, being Jesus, you know? And that's what I strive to do. You guys have seen it, you know, the attraction that people are attracted to me, they're not attracted to me, they're attracted to the Christ within me, you know? And so that's great, Sabu. I think I'm gonna copy and paste that actually, because it'll go away when I close this out. Let me do that real quick. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I got another little nugget of wisdom there that I could use. Okay, it's called, thank you, Patty Lynn. It's called Exponential Collaboration Group. Exponential Collaboration Group. Every one of you guys should be in that group, and that's where we'll be next week. Yeah, marvel not at these things that I have done, for you shall do greater things, right? You guys are trying to keep me after class here. Oh, did Sabu not? Oh, he put that private. Let me post it. Patty Lynn was asking, did I share that with everyone? I'm going to share this with everyone, Sabu. I know you don't mind. That's the quote that Sabu gave. So I recommend you grab that. That's a great quote. All right. So since there's no other questions, I'm going to say I love you guys. It's been kind of a quiet week. I haven't really heard from you guys much. Maybe that's because I've filled your plate up, and that's okay too. It's like, I used to have an agent that worked with me. I give him a full plate of food, mashed potatoes, corn, some peas, whatever main dish, and I just serve it to him. He'd eat a little bit of the peas, a little bit of mashed potatoes, and then he'd come back for another plate. He's like, hey, I'm ready for some more. I'm like, dude, your plate is still full, right? So what I encourage my students to do is I give you guys a lot, and I try not to overwhelm you, because overwhelm is not a fun place to be. But make sure that you're making use of the information, the plate of food. Make sure you're scraping that plate, eating what I'm giving you. So thank you guys. Love you. And until next week, see you then. God bless. Adios. Namaste. Thank you. God bless.